That's really the best way to describe the start of this E3. Wow. Normally I was really excited for some reason. I know it was EA at the start, and I was like, man, I know this is going to be the weakest one out of them all. Well, what am I kidding? No, the PC Gaming Show is probably going to be the fucking worst one out of there. I was like, that was my mindset to this. I was like, EA normally has the weakest ones out of the bunch, and then it's normally between like if we're generally counting Microsoft has normally some good announcements that are third party, and obviously Sony with some of the exclusives, and then it's just between that and Nintendo, and it was like I believe it was like Nintendo last year that had like quite a lot of really goddamn good stuff on there. This I can't like it's so weird to say this already, but I think this is without a fact, unless like they literally fuck up, unless they turn like Devil May Cry 5 into like a fucking battle royale game, or like they make like Death Stranding into microtransactions for every bullet that you use, this might have been the worst conference I've seen ever since I started watching E3. It's not the worst conference I've ever seen. Personally, I mean, some of the stuff that they with like that Sonic Sega like concert shit that they had going on, that was an absolute trash fire, and it's like but LV3, this is legit the worst one I've seen. It was poorly handled. They had nothing to announce. Like it's weird when like the fact that it's like they had nothing to announce, and yet I'm thinking like they had a Star Wars game, they had Battlefield, and they had Anthem on that list, and yet it there's nothing. We like it generally how all of it was handled with all the editing, and definitely with Anthem. We'll get into that. It looked like honestly that they had nothing to show. I wouldn't have been surprised if that they were like originally it was like we don't know if we're gonna show up because of the whole Star Wars debacle, like shit. So, oh, let's get some last minute stuff. Like we know we need to remind investors that it's like no, get excited. And of course they were gonna show up this year because it's a glorified time to show off some of your new stuff, and it yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. And then to get into it, we start off. We had like not we had a new host this time, which she was fine. Like the woman that they've had for a few years, she wasn't last year, but it's like they've had some really cringe-worthy people, and honestly, she didn't insult me. Like I think the worst that she was during the Anthem interview, but she was forgettable. I'm like, yeah, she was talking, oh yeah, no, I'm new to the team and everything, and I'm like, right, yeah, okay, that's fine. Whatever, just give us stuff that we want to see, like on there. We want to see some games. There, they showed off the like in no particular order. They were showing off Battlefield 5. I think a lot of people were kind of excited for that. Personally, I haven't been into it since really Battlefield 3. I tried 4, didn't like 4, and a little bit of Battlefield, the Battlefield 1 and all that I played for that. It was fine, but like honestly, I didn't care that. And I tried the beta for Hardline. It's like, yeah, no, the Hardline didn't feel great. So it's like I haven't really been into like the Battlefield games for a very long time. But it's like they've just been there in like the back burner for a while, and they didn't show anything apart from you will get to see a story mode in the Microsoft conference and all that. So the one thing where they were really talking about like how this was going to be a new thing, where it's like they wanted to enhance the story and everything. It was like they want to make this interesting thing. Yeah, you're gonna have to find out by that. You're gonna have to like deal with it next time, like on that with tomorrow's conference. I'm like, great, that nice. Thank you for wasting part of my time with that. That was wonderful. They said that they showed some multiplayer stuff, announced a battle royale mode because of fucking course they did. Of course they announced fucking battle royale because Call of Duty did it, and so does fucking Battlefield. I did because it's the hot shit right now, and everyone's doing it. It's just like fuck. To be fair, Battlefield with its like it was already kind of battle royale-ish, like already with the big maps, already had that like all sorted and down centered. So I'm not worried about the maps per se, and but I like generally it's a fact that it's going to be very weird on that with all the vehicles and everything. So it seems like what is stopping someone from just jumping in a jet for the most part? Where you like, or are they just gonna like get how are they gonna handle the vehicles thing? That's one thing I wanted to know and all that. And I know about Call of Duty's doing that as well. Makes me wonder, and also with some of the stuff that the equipment that you're gonna be getting, because like, are you gonna be starting off with your own equipment in this game, or are you gonna be like what's happening with it? Like, I just need to know, like, on there, because some battle royale games are being like, no, this is your standard equipment for this character, this and that, and you might get some stuff later down the line. So, overall, on that, they announced this new Star Wars game because fucking their license is running out in like 2020 on there, so with Disney, and Disney has a choice to re-up the contract or not, which considering how much shit they got into with Star Wars, and they're basically been saying that it's like it also affected a huge part of The Last Jedi, which to be fair, Last Jedi wasn't really a good movie, so like that also had to affect with it. Yeah, the fact of the matter is they had a guy sitting in a chair and he's like, so yeah, we've got a Star Wars game. There's no screenshots, there's no even concept art. This is the name of it. It's an open world game. You will get it 2019. What? I'm sorry, am I at a press conference, or am I just hearing it from the side of the fucking dudes? The fact that you got to see this one dude from the corner is like, he was like really excited. He's like, oh shit, we get it. And then that's it. And just the fucking face on that, it's just like, oh my god, like that. So that's two parts where it's like we don't get to see a lot of Battlefield. We're gonna be seeing it tomorrow, like for both on the story mode, which is supposed to be better, and we hardly saw any of the multiplayer shit for it at all. It was more of them talking about the battle royale and all this shit that they're gonna be adding into it. The Star Wars thing, which is a big franchise, was like, no, they want to push this out before the contract goes in there. So this, I can already tell that this game's gonna be rushed out the fucking doors before that whole debacle ends. And then like I think I just honestly want to get into the Anthem thing because like what else is to say that the Command and Conquer thing was really insulting for the fact that competitive esports mobile games, it was the biggest waste of my fucking life, that part. And that was the bona fide please go to the bathroom right now point. And they had two shoutcasters going through there who are like I listen to FGC shit like all the time. I listen to my fighting games and all that, and I listen to commentators. But the fact is, A, they wasn't good. Two, there's nothing to really talk about. It's a fucking tap mobile game. It's not entertaining to look at. I'm like, what is the point? Like, what are we even trying here? Just you should have just done the trailer and whatever. The fact is, like, get these fucking mobile games off my E3. I'm here to see video games. I'm not here to see microtransaction fucking bullshit. And it's like, I feel really bad for the Command and Conquer. I'm not a Command and Conquer fan at all. I'm not big into my RTSs for the most part and all that. I mean, I like Civs and I like my fucking XCOM 2 a lot, but wow, I can't help but fucking feel really sorry for you Command and Conquer fans. Just Jesus Christ, like, so that's another franchise that is down the toilet. Two indie games, Unravel 2, me and friends just started singing the Tokyo Ghoul song when that happened. Honestly, the game looks fine. Like, the Unravel 2 looks, like, fine, and it's out now, so that's cool. There was a C game as well, which looked fine. Honestly, the fact is that I was gone from that part of the when that was announced because I needed to remind myself of my humanity. So I kind of walked out on apparently the only decent-looking game that they had next to Unravel 2. And then the one game that I was actually the most curious about and wanted to know about and see gameplay of, because I'm so curious about this game because Anthem is supposed to be this big BioWare game that's like, this can make or break the company after the massive failing that they've been having with like their past few games, especially with Andromeda. Like, Andromeda was a huge thing. I know Aussie as well, that was not fully the main BioWare team. That was, I think that was Quebec, or like it was somewhere around like Canada that they I think Andromeda was made in. But with that, like, looking at Anthem, this is your biggest thing. This is the thing that you were hyping us up for the entire time. And like, no, you're getting ready to see this. You're getting ready to experience the wonder and magic and mysteriousness of your big shooter Destiny game. Why? Why? Oh, fucking why? When I'm staring at this entire video, am I looking at the worst editing I think I've ever fucking seen on a press conference, where you keep clipping back to the same concept art, you keep showing the same... Well, the gameplay is bullshit, because it was entire where we got 4 developers, the lead writer, one of the fucking designers, the fucking bitch that's like the host of this one, and some other dude that they got on there, one of the key, probably one of the key directors or something of the game. And they're just talking at it like it's like a, like, you know, like you're talking to a, like, a movie director, and you kind of like, and ask me anything, like, what do you think about this and everything, and it's like they're asking people live on Twitter while they think. Through this, you're showing me the same clips of the flying, of the same walking and flying animation. About 5 times, I think I saw that throughout this entire thing, that it just kept showing, and then the one shot of them firing a weapon, and like, show us a fucking gameplay reel. Show people why this is the big thing, where it's like, no, this is the thing that's gonna put, like, you know, BioWare on the map again, like that, you know, like this is their next big thing. This is their next big, like, massive. This is the thing that there's gonna be support for years and years, and it's like they finally did show a gameplay thing, and it was fucking terrible. It was rough. Like, that whole thing that they showed last year was utter bullshit. It was 100% fucking fake, because you do not downgrade that, like, from that to that, like, to that. And it was like, obviously the like the actors with the, like, the whole commentary shit that they had in the last year's one. It was like, oh, get that out of there. And it's like, this looked rough, and this looked like you would show this to people that you wanted to fund this game, where you're like, you show this to your fucking guys that are putting, at the end of the day, that are signing those checks for you, where it's like, this is what we've got in mind, and this is the concept piece for it and all that. This is the slice that you've got of the game to kind of a proof of concept. This shouldn't have not at all. This shouldn't have not come out at all. If not, this should have been edited better. I could tell where it's like, that's not a transition properly at all. That's a different cut part and all that, where it's like, no, that is not him going straight into the water. That's just them cutting it terribly on there, where it's like, I think my Camtasia fucking editing at some parts was like even better, and that's just me doing click, 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 click. It felt like that. That's really bad. That is generally... And the fact that they were like, this game is coming out February 2019. So this game is apparently coming out in like 8 months or so. That is complete and utter horseshit. I do not believe that for a fucking second. That game does not look ready to even come out. That game looks like there needs another 2 years of development into it. And I'm not saying like it's a... Like, when I say that, I don't mean it's a fully, like, hideous game. But what they were promising for this is not what they're going to be delivering. And this thing will fucking tank. This is the thing that might take BioWare down in, like, 3 or 4 years if this, like, generally comes out. Because it does not have any interest in a demographic market at all, when we've already got Destiny, we've already got Warframe, which is free to play. Like, we've already got stuff here that already, like... This is what we already have stuff access to this, and I'm like, I'm sorry that I was mainly interested in this game because of the kind of the suit, like, mech designs, and they don't look good. There was like it's one thing I caught off there was like, oh hey, that thing has a unit 1 design, like kind of like design on unit 2, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. That was a nice little reference they put on there. That's it. It's a fucking colour spray on there, but the robots don't look great. They look fucking clunky. They look like fucking really bad, like throwaways from like Pacific Rim. That's what they look like. They look like fucking chappies, like uncle or something. Like, they don't look good. And I hate saying that when this was the game I was EA, where it's like, I'm gonna give EA a chance this year. I'm just gonna ignore the FIFA. I'm just gonna ignore the Madden, which, by the way, that was hilarious that they were like, throughout the entirety of this, they were talking about how, they learned their ways with Battlefront 2, where they were, like, saying, like, we took back the community's feedback, and it's like, no, you got caught trying to steal fucking people's money, and you got caught with that greed with what you were trying to do with that game, and thought you could get away with it because it was a Star Wars property. No, you got caught with your fucking ass out, and that's what happened, and you got fucked over for it, and you fucking deserve it. And they obviously, like, I won't lie, the stuff that they were showing off of Battlefront 2 was like, hey, we're adding General Grievous, like that one cool thing of, like, like the later on movies, like of the prequels, which is like, hey, here's this really cool dumb robot that has like 4 lightsabers, and I'm like, sure, why not? And they're adding stuff from that really bad looking Han Solo movie, which, no surprise there, because obviously it's the hot new shit right now, so let's add that into there. Apart from the 2 indie games, this was bad. This was really, really bad. It's like, there is nothing here that I want to buy. There is nothing here that I want to support, and I'm like, I mean, I don't even know what the fuck I was expecting at least a 5 out of 10, whereas like, it's another EA one, whereas like last year was like, it was like, at that point it was like, well, it had the Battlefront 2 stuff, which looks kind of interesting, and it has like a few things here and there. No, this is the worst. Like, this is bad. This isn't the worst conference I've ever seen, but it is the worst E3 one I've seen. And for that deserves a fucking 2 out of 10 in my opinion, like that. And those 2 points go to to Unravel and that cool little tiny bit that I saw of that indie game. Like, and that's sad. That is sad to me. Although tomorrow is Microsoft, and I think it's only just Microsoft tomorrow, and then after that we've got Devolver Digital, we've got Sony, we've got Square Enix, I think Bethesda as well. We've got quite a few things like the day after, so I'm not going to be covering all of them. I might cover Square, definitely Sony, definitely Microsoft, and then I'm going to be covering Nintendo as well, because I like doing these every year. But I want to know what you guys think, because I couldn't believe this. Like, when I was watching this with friends, it's like, this is it. I was like, this is 2 hours of our lives just gone now, and I'm like, yeah. I tell you what, though, the one thing I take out of this is that it is giving me something to talk about, and I have gotten more form of entertainment talking to you guys about this, and hopefully seeing the comment section down below and seeing what you guys thought about this conference and all that. And that will be more entertainment for me than a single piece of this thing. Like, it failed as a teaser of like, hey, customers, buy this stuff. It failed as that, and it failed on every single form to be entertaining, to be gripping, to have anything. And also, like, the fact is, like, EA were in such a shitty way, where like, we're kind of sorry, like, our bad, we got caught about our shit, so hey, we donated $1 million dollars to like charity, even though we can use that as a tax write-off, because that's what you fucking companies do, so don't try and pretend that you're fucking great. I am so happy with the crowd. They weren't having none of it. There was a few claps, there were like golf claps and shit like that, but you could tell that was like, no one's excited, no one's happy. You guys really, you had one chance to have for a little bit of redemption. It's like, at least next year, unless they literally have a gorilla come in and die on stage, that's probably the only way they can get in there. It's either that or like someone arrives drunk, throws up, and like the CEO of like EA just has a heart attack. Well, actually, no, that would make that better because he's an asshole, like, on that, because he was the one that pushing microtransactions. Yeah, no, if they just had some guy on stage, just drunk and going on a racist tirade, that would probably be the way to go worse. But apart from that, it's like, yeah, ta-da! Yep, no, it was a shit. It was a shit show, and yep, EA's the fucking worst. So I'll see you guys though next time.